It's Monday. Now, what I like to do sometimes, I like to read a little bit. And, you might learn something too. So I got today here is the College Law for Business. It's the 10th edition by John D. Ashcroft and Janet E. Ashcroft. Both of them, of course, got past the bar. So, what we're going to start off with is the introduction to law.
Where's the best?
Now, from part one, it says we're supposed to, after studying this part, be able to define law, explain why we have laws, list 4 sources of law, distinguish crimes from torts, explain the function of the courts, explain how the court systems operate in our society, describe the procedure for filing a lawsuit, describe the basic procedure for a jury trial, explain why government regulates businesses, discuss the types and powers of administrative agencies. That'll be our introduction into law.
Alright, sir. What's the
Alright.
sandwich for tonight?
So, nothing so complex as law could be described in one short definition. Many authors have tried to define law. Blackstone's definition is famous. Law is a rule of civil conduct, commanding what is right and prohibiting what is wrong. It said law is a rule of civil conduct, commanding what is right and prohibiting what is wrong. That's what it says. There are many rules of civil conduct commanding what is right and condemning what is wrong, but rules are not necessarily laws. Rules are not necessarily laws. Only when a sovereign state issues rules prescribing what is right and what is wrong can a rule be a law. You hear that? Only when a sovereign state issues rules prescribing what is right and what is wrong can a rule be called a law. Even then, rules are not effective unless penalties are applied when the rules are broken. Religious teachings, the morals of society, habit, and group pressures to conform all contribute to social control of conduct. But the only rules of law are all pervasive, applying with equal force to every member of society. You hear that? Religious teaching, the morals of society, habit, and group pressures to conform all contribute to social control of conduct. But only the rules of law are all pervasive, applying with equal force to every member of society. So the law is supposed to apply to everybody. That's what it said. A breach of some of these rules is a crime, and the penalty is a fine, a jail sentence, or both. A breach of other rules is a civil wrong, and the penalty is, for the most part, an award of money called damages. Every deviation from prescribed rules of conduct has an appropriate penalty. And I'll say that again. A breach of other rules is a civil wrong, and the penalty is, for the most part, an award of money called damages. Every deviation from prescribed rules of conduct has an appropriate penalty. Business law is concerned primarily with those rules of conduct prescribed by government for the performance of business transactions. Say it again. Business law is concerned primarily with those rules of conduct prescribed by government business for the performance of business transactions. Okay. The laws governing business transactions in America did not come into existence overnight. Law is an evolutionary process. Laws are the result of society's changing concepts of what is right and what is wrong. For example, for several centuries in England and America, an individual who owned land owned the soil and the minerals below the topsoil and the air above the land all the way to heaven. Now, let me say that again. For example, for several centuries in England and America, an individual who owned land owned the soil and the minerals below the topsoil and the air above the land all the way to heaven. The law prohibited trespassing on a person's land or air. A telephone company that wanted to string a telephone wire through the air had to buy a right of way. When airplanes were invented, the law became a milestone around society's neck. Under this law, a transcontinental airline would have to buy a right of way through the air of every property owner in its path from New York to San Francisco. The modification of this rule by judicial decree is one example of the law changing when circumstances change. Alrighty, and I'm gonna stop right there. It's the first page to the introduction of law, and we'll continue some more later.